Oh, bonjour, Canadian Conquistador here. Hey, so it's a beautiful day out. It's like 60 degrees out, still winter time. Don't mind my pale legs. I decided to get in some shorts today. Try to get a little bit of sunshine while it's still out. I'm supposed to get some snow at the end of the week, but today I wanted to do a video on get home bags. I've done videos on through hiking and how I pack those bags. This is my through hiking pack. As you can see, it's got everything you need for up to 20 days out in the wilderness. Bear spray, trekking poles, sleeping bags, and the like. This is self-contained. Just add food and water and you can go as far as you can, as far as you want. I've got another video on how I assembled this bag, but this is just one of the bags that you might have at home. This is your traditional through hiking light system bag. I'm not going to be talking about this in particular. Get home bags, typically you don't want them to stand out. This is a bag that would probably stand out if I was walking home 10 miles through a city. People seeing this, they're gonna be like, hey, that he's pretty prepared for something. He's got something worthwhile in that bag. I don't want to draw attention to myself, you know. So this bag, for a get home bag, would be out of the question. I'll get to what a get home bag is exactly here in a minute, but that's a good bag. Another bag you might have at home is more like a medium bag. This one I would consider a tactical bag. This is something I'd put ammo in, my weapons, my knives, a bug out bag more or less. I could also consider this a bug out bag, but like I said, you're gonna be noticed walking around with this. It's 100% waterproof, makes a lot of noise, it's black, it looks tactical, and it's gonna draw attention just like this other bag here. I don't want attention if I'm trying to get home. I'm trying to get home so I can get to my bug out bag or my through hike bag, or I'm just trying to get home in general to get to my supplies that I have at home. This is overkill, this is overkill. We're just trying to get home, remember that. A get home bag is just that. I'm at work, look off in the horizon, I see mushroom clouds going off in the distance. My car doesn't start up, everybody's panicking, the roads are too congested to drive. Walking is probably going to be your only option, your best and fast option. And I want something that's in my car, ready, with everything I need in it to get me home. The basics, you know. Or it could be for, let's say you have a blizzard, your car breaks down on the side of the road. You want a sleeping bag, you want some food. If you have to start a fire or something like that, you want to have those things also. If you drive for a living, you definitely want one of these to get you to at least the closest gas station. It isn't always catastrophic that you need a get home bag, but a get home bag is also it's just a good way of being prepared in your vehicle to get back home, you know, or get to the local place that you need to be so that you can supply or phone or get in contact with somebody that can pick you up. A get home bag is something you don't want it to stand out. This is a bag I've had for about 30 years now. It's an old LL Bean. It's still in pretty good condition, but you notice it's a bright blue. It almost looks like a school backpack or a college backpack. It doesn't have any frills, it's not waterproof. If I'm wearing this, people are gonna think I'm just a college student, you know. It can hold enough stuff in there. But yeah, you want something that's not gonna draw attention to you. You want to be able to walk home without drawing attention to yourself. Yeah, I just wanted to show you 3 types of bags I have. And you guessed it, that's what this video is about, is a get home bag. And I'm gonna show you what should be in this. And I hope you enjoy this video. I'm gonna list this stuff off, not exactly in order of importance, but just as I am pulling them out of my bag. So I've got here one of the most important things, a map, especially if you don't know your area very well. This is a map of Denver, the Front Range and vicinity. I think if you are traveling, you're gonna want a map of either the place that you're going to or at least a good United States map. You're your truck driver, local truck driver, whatever, you get around, UPS, Amazon driver. It's always good to have a full city map. But in my case, I don't really get much driving around. If I do, it's within like a 20-mile radius. So I would take this map, and just because I don't like carrying weight or unnecessary things, I would take this and actually cut out, you know, a 20-mile radius of where I live and work. And I think that that would be sufficient enough. So a map would be my first pick. So you're on the side of the road, your car's broke down. You can't power it on for light or anything. Obviously, you're gonna want a flashlight, okay? You're gonna wanna keep that in there so you can read the aforementioned map that you're carrying on you, so you can look at it in detail before you proceed out of the car. And I guess I should say at this moment that if you are in an emergency on the side of the road and you don't have any of this stuff, it's probably best to stay in your car and wait for help, okay? And if you're not prepared to walk in harsh, extreme weather, you should not definitely be leaving your car unless you absolutely have to, okay? So a flashlight, don't leave your car if you're on the side of a freeway, because most likely you're gonna get help. Just having a little patience. The next thing I have, I gotta go into detail with this. This has this is up for grabs for whether you should have this in your car or just keep it at home. I have handwritten down all my phone numbers from my cell phone onto a piece of paper. You imagine that in these days, actually writing on paper phone numbers instead of keeping them on your phone. But you know what, your phone battery dies, you gotta huff it to a gas station. You might not necessarily have those phone numbers that you need to call. I also keep in this pack, this is like in case of a fire in my house, you know, I have my passport in here, shot record, my USB drives with anything important on it, I have extra charger for my phone, just small random things, all my credit cards, anything doing with money. You also want to keep a good 20 to 40 bucks on you just in case, because you're going to need some kind of money if you are huffing it. And you do get that gas station, well, if you got to buy a gas tank or something like that, refill your gas. So yeah, cell phone numbers written on paper, okay? Very important. This next one you might not think so important, but accidents do occur. Toilet paper. You know, you never know. That might be the catastrophe in your lifetime, that you need a get-home bag, is that you just happen to have this in that car. Today's day and age with COVID obviously has some masks in case they don't let you inside the building to get that gas. Of course, you want some gloves. You want some warm gloves. And actually you want to have a fleece 3-season jacket, and perhaps maybe even like a pair of jeans or extra change of socks, just in case, because you never know if you went out in shorts that day and it blizzard and you're stuck on the side of the road and you're freezing, you know, it's good to be prepared. I also put in a sleeping bag, okay? This is in case you got to stay the night in that car. I don't want this to be just a video on car rescue, you know, where you're just sitting in a car. This is to get home. You don't know if it's going to take you more than one day to get home. You don't know the situations that are going on, you know. It could have all went to hell. Could have all went to hell. It's just you, your legs, and what's in that bag to get you home so that you can be in a safe spot. If you brought nothing and you're 2 days away from home and nobody's picking you up on the side of the road, you're going to be in big trouble. Yes, this is important for if you get stuck on the side of the road. Yes, it can double as that. But we're not focusing on that strictly. We're talking about getting home with a sense of urgency. We're not talking about where your friend can give you a ride home or anything like this. We're talking about you are on your own. So sleeping bag definitely is on that top list. Another thing that you might want to take with you is a two-way radio. And you want to make sure that the other radios at your house, this one has a couple mile radius. It might even be farther than that. I have not really tested it yet. Going to though. But I suggest if you are going to use this system that you go ahead and make sure that everybody in your house knows to turn this on, the other one on, the one that's in your house, if any emergencies occur, that way that you can have two-way communication. So these two-way communications, don't skimp on the price, get nice ones with good range. Another thing I suggest that you bring in your get home bag is an electronic charger. This one will fully charge a phone like 4 times. That way I don't have to worry about charging my phone. That might not be an issue, but other things can happen to your electronics besides batteries dying. So, but this is one good thing to ensure that you do have fully charged equipment. And this will also charge up this two-way radio. The other thing is, check with your states what's legal. I have bigger knives than this, but obviously my get home bag, I want it to be legal. I don't want to be pulled over or get in trouble for having an illegal knife. So this one's under 3 inches. Colorado, I believe it's 3.5 inches for the blade. So I suggest bringing a knife and or a multi-tool of your choice. Like I said, I keep my good knives for at home with my other supplies, but this one's pretty good knife, and make sure you keep it sharp. Is food. I keep some shelf steady food in my pack, at least a couple days worth, and make sure you keep water. Another thing, I don't have it on me, but you want to make sure that you have a water filter in your system. This ensures that if you run out of the bottled water that you brought, that you have an ability to filter water if you have to via a mud puddle or a stream or something like that to get you by. I also suggest bringing a sun hat and sunglasses, and of course sunblock. So obviously you're going to want a first aid kit. Even when I go out on my long distance trips, I do tend to typically bring a basic first aid kit. It's always good to have, but more importantly is that you know how to use that first aid kit. So don't just bring one, throw it in your car, and then not know how to use any of this stuff. Some things that you might not have thought of. I'm not recommending doing anything illegal in this video. I'm just telling you that if things got really out of hand and bad, pry bar, binoculars, siphoning hoses aren't that far-fetched of ideas that are practical things to have in your get-home bag. The other thing that's debatable is bringing with you a gun. So in your pack, having a gun, make sure it's got bullets in it. They're useless. Very useless without ammo. Maybe put an extra bit of ammo in your bag, whatever you feel is necessary. Another thing you might not think of, do not want to be noticed. You don't want to be standing out like a sore thumb getting home, right? You want your backpack to be very unintimidating looking. When you do bring your extra clothes, make sure they're just kind of normal clothes. Maybe like sweatpants and a rain jacket or something like that. Something that doesn't look too fancy, too tactical. You really want to blend in with your surrounding area and demographics. Another thing I suggest bringing is a piece of cardboard and a Sharpie. And you're asking me why? If you want to blend into the homeless, you're walking down the street, just carrying a simple cardboard saying, "Please help," or something written on that piece of cardboard out in the open, you walking down the street with that cardboard and something written on it is going to do amazing things to people's subconscious. They're gonna go, oh, he's a homeless guy. And you know what typically people do with homeless? They kind of just brush them off as that's the normal thing, nothing to see here. Getting home. This is the part I want to stress. You don't want to take freeways, obviously. They don't allow you to walk down those anyways. You want to take back roads. You want to take parking lots. You want to take dirt roads, hiking paths if there's any getting to your house, bike paths. Look where the homeless congregate in your neighborhood, in your area, on your way to work, under overpass. There are tucked away along bike trails. These are the places you want to be walking also if you're trying to get home unnoticed and as quickly as possible. Start observing where your homeless are. This is going to be a great sign of the ways that people go that don't want to be seen. You find that most of the homeless actually, when they're not panhandling or what the likes, they actually don't want to really be seen. If they're not sitting out front of a Walmart or something with a sign, they're typically hiding out in the woods or in a park or something, just doing what they do, you know. But this is great things to observe. They've figured it out all along, how to stay unnoticed. And this is typically what you are going to want to do when things are really, really bad. When traffic has come to a halt, when the police are everywhere. They're looking for people with guns. They're looking for people with tactical backpacks and bulletproof vests and all this stuff like this. And in the meantime, you're just slipping through the cracks, you know, getting home. That's where you want to be. Like I said, this isn't a bug out video. This is a get home video. You're trying to get home. That's your only goal. Another thing that you might want to consider is, before you set off on your journey home, is maybe dust up that backpack and your pants and stuff. Get it a little soiled. Don't make it look like it's brand new, just shipped to you from Amazon or something like that, and you're wearing these brand new clothes, and your gray man is not going to be pulled off quite as good that way. So this video obviously isn't going to prepare you for everything. I've only listed certain things in this. Pretty much, I think, the most important things for me personally: how to get home in an SHTF situation, how to get home, get safe, get to where your real supplies are, and hopefully unnoticed and as fast as you can. Do your own research. Don't take everything in this video. Just take it as my word. This will work for me. You know, these things are just what I deem necessary for my trip home. And like I said, it's also a plan B for regular everyday situations that it could occur anytime. And being prepared is really, really smart. Adios. See ya. As a reminder, this video was shot with sole intentions of entertainment purposes only, regarding a fantasy future of getting home. It is your responsibility to know your local, federal, and state laws regarding anything, any carrying of any weapon or any other instruments that may be considered illegal in your state. And also realize that trespassing is breaking the law. Do not trespass in order to get home faster. Have a safe return home.